Hello everybody, welcome to Speed Gaming. We've got the Link to the Past Randomizer spoiler log tournament going on. Ninban versus Revenant. With me in the commentator booth is Clear Mouse. Very sorry for the last minute setup. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing great, yeah. But this, oh my gosh, and the first chest that we are graced by both these runners are the boots.
Yes.
What a pleasant surprise. Both for us, and I'm sure both for the runners as well.
Alright, so both runners are speeding along nicely, heading over to Bonk Rocks.
Versus
on the Revenant
Ninban.
side. Interesting.
Yeah, to the side instead of the rocks. Hey, Rev, picking up my favorite item in the spoiler log races, the bug net.
Okay, see, that's what was confusing me, because I read through the spoiler log, and I'm like, wait, what was in Bonk Rocks? There was nothing there.
Oh, Ricky, we can't be friends anymore if that's your mentality here. So we see Ninban and Blind Spaceman picking up some resources for 3 bombs, 20 rupees. More importantly, we have a glove and Quake.
Right, and Quake is required for both TR and Meyer, which we will get on this tracker momentarily. Ninban jumping into the bottom of the well to get some bombs. And Revenant following close behind.
So far, it does not seem to be a lot of money.
And the mushroom.
Alright, see a nice extra heart container here on the library. Very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, so that bug net leads me to believe that we are going to be seeing at least one bottle for the seed. Unless, of course, Rev is picking this up for an AGA 1 fight weapon. That's pretty cool. Man, so normally the boots are pretty handy, right? But so far, they really seem to be pulling their weight, right? We see something on the library for safety. Rev's picked up the bug net from Bonk Rocks, and now we can speed through the race game to find our first sword.
Nice, nice.
So certainly with that first sword, the boots are really going to be able to be very worthwhile for our runners. Everyone clamors to get the boots. You don't really quite appreciate the worth of the boots until you have that sword.
Right, totally, yes. It's so nice being able to just dash through bushes and enemies without a concern whatsoever. Ninban getting another heart container out of the dam, which is very nice health at the beginning of this seed. Revenant foregoing the dam, and both heading into Moldorm Cave.
Ninban getting a nice full magic drop there. Very rare silver lining from fighting mini Moldorms.
Got some momentary sync going on here. And we get another heart container and ether. And the second glove. And Ninban dashes along the edge of the pit, which will trigger a water walk. And there it is.
Yeah, it certainly looks like there's going to be something that is flipper locked here. Like the runners didn't stop by Rock Cave, and given that they're on 22 and 23 rupees respectively, they really can't buy anything off of Zora.
So really cool play by Ninban here, doing the water walk out of Mini Moldorm Cave. I actually haven't seen that done in the Moldorm Cave, usually Ice Rod Cave, to get the hammer. Revenant, on the other hand, is going for the fake flipper, and it finally cooperates.
Yeah, it certainly looks like so I know a lot of runners like to do a bomb setup, so long as they can position themselves correctly. Because once you have come back from the bomb ricochet, it pretty well in positions to do a fake flipper. Didn't look like Rev, as you mentioned, quite got it the first time, but he did a backup formation there with the sword and the bush.
Oh, we get the bow and King's Tomb.
So with that bow in hand, that means that these runners can defeat Eastern. It looks like we probably want a little bit more equipment given Ninban side. Hey, there's the moon pearl. that's pretty important.
Yes, there's Dark World access at 6 minutes and 20 seconds in.
I don't know, by spoiler-like standards, I mean, that's still probably considered fast, right?
Yeah, pretty fast. I mean, there's no AGA 1, so that's always a bonus.
Well, so technically we have not checked the lumberjack yet. But you are certainly most likely correct that these runners will not have to defeat AGA 1 today. So for the full disclosure, I have not looked at the spoiler log whatsoever. So the only way I'm going to know is if these guys actually check lumberjack for me, or I guess blind bonk into it.
Yeah, I did look at the spoiler log, and let me tell you, some of the logic required by the seed is kind of insane, which is why they did the fake flipper water walk instead of actually vanilla flippers.
And so we do see that Swamp Palace is a crystal, so eventually they will have to get the flippers. But certainly, given that they pulled out the hammer where there was flippers locked, it's certainly a much more convenient sequence break there.
So Ninban got some safety items in the Hype Cave, got heart container and a few money bomb drops, I believe. Revenant is fake flippering over to the mushroom turnip.
Okay, so I must have missed this on Ninban's side. Did he end up getting the mushroom?
Sorry?
So I must have missed this on Ninban's side. Did he end up getting the mushroom?
No, he did not get the mushroom. I don't know what's on the mushroom, actually. Just like I didn't know it was in Bonk Rocks.
Oh, interesting. Mushroom ends up getting us. That's a very. It must be like a golded, tinted truffle or something to be worth 100 rupees. Alright, so we do see Ninban, first of our two runners in Dark World, headed straight to Pod. That 300 he picked up from Pipe Cave probably means that he will not be going past the mushroom.
Right.
And get 300 because he definitely has more than enough money for PP. Technically, I guess we see that Pod is not bow locked because we just get key, but it doesn't matter in this case because these runners have the bow. Ninban did have a little bit of foresight to pick up an extra 10 arrows, whereas Rev, when he went to the back of his gate to pick up the Moon Pearl, did not grab those.
Right.
He might, I mean, those arrows certainly could come in handy if he's going to use them here in Pod. And I can't remember off the top of my head if there are arrow drops in Pod. That's convenient.
There is a jar in the Mimic room with a 5 arrow drop, which is good for the red Mimic, but you still have to use Fighter Sword strats on the green Mimics, which takes forever. Mirror in Pod in the lobby area.
Yeah, that's probably one of the best items to find. Well, the best items to have to do Pod. I don't know if it's like the best to find in Pod. But we're just gonna look on the bright side and say that we have the mirror, so we can do the rest of the part.
Right, and that will allow them to go right into Eastern Palace after this is done.
All the more use for those arrows.
Oh, that's right. I forgot the green mimics only do one shot each. So yeah, the 5-arrow drop in the mimic room will be just fine.
Actually, we see Rev on his side doing a very small speed boost off of the mini Helmsor. I actually really enjoy seeing that. I think it is still net positive spin off. You basically just get, it's almost like a bumper to like bounce up and go down the stairs quickly. Looks like though he did not want to do, I guess, the Bullock side first. It certainly looks like he's taking a slightly different path here in pod than in Ninban.
Oh, and chat reminding me we can use hammer on green mimics too. Yeah, I'm blanking on the green mimic vulnerabilities today. Revenant picks up his mirror. Ninban heading to the dark basement of pod.
Whoa!
Where we get the second bow.
Yeah, the second lamp-locked bow in pod. Also picking up, man, pod is pretty loaded here. I can see, Ninban picking up that nice Cane of Burn as a safety.
Interesting divergence here. Revenant grabbed the mirror out of pod and then immediately bailed to do Eastern Palace.
Yeah, this actually is interesting. I guess I'm curious to know if what Revenant's comfort level is with Dark Room, because so if you can get the silver arrows for Armos especially, that is even against the quick kill it's a significant time speed up.
There's the flute. I'm guessing Revenant's doing Eastern Palace right now to get the arrow drops. Eastern Palace is full of arrow drops.
Unfortunately, we only found the blue cane and not the red cane, so Ninban would have to manipulate that statue so that he can push it into the corner instead of just placing down a nice Mario block. Our third arrow is the charm for Ninban to shoot the statue.
Sorry, I'm over here kind of laughing to myself because I know where the red cane is, and I know you all are going to love it.
By you all, you mean us, the viewers, right? Not the
yes. Something to look forward to. Ninban making his way through the dark rooms of pod. Revenant making his way through the dark room of Eastern Palace.
Ninban is certainly doing a much more challenging dark room here, and given that he doesn't actually have any fire swords, the turtle room here can be quite difficult. But he did also have some foresight here, picking up ether, which is a really good area of attack damage. So long as he can get all 6 turtles. So yes, I think he got 5 of them with ether, and then he just kind of hunted for the rest. So that was a very well done room.
Ninban makes it through and is facing Hemosar.
Pretty unfortunate.
Hammer and fighter sword strats.
Yeah,
that's
well,
a
yes.
fun match.
So right. So
and the silver.
Silvers, yeah. So this fight is significantly nicer.
Now, one minor objection I'll make to Revenant's routing here is if he had gone to the back of pod to get the silvers, Armos Knights wouldn't stand a chance. He'd have to use like 6 arrows and that's it. Not getting the silvers means he's going to use like 18 arrows on Armos Knights right now. Though these Stoutfuls are being really nice with their drops. Oh, sometimes I swear those red mimics are just Igors are just weird with the hit detection with the arrows sometimes.
Yeah, that room is misleadingly difficult. like you think sometimes like the arrows hit and yeah, sometimes they just don't. Unfortunately, Rev looks like he does quite not get the quick kill here, but certainly still I think maybe he only lost like I don't know, like a second or two.
So, Revenant finishes off Armos Knights, gets his first crystal. Ninban, having destroyed Helmosar King, has their first crystal and is entering Eastern Palace as Revenant leaves. Revenant?
Maybe he wants to save pod for when he gets better equipment. I mean, so you know, like as you know, as we've seen so far, as we actually have not seen so far for anything, we have no light source, and so maybe he wants to try and get the lamp before he tries pod again. Which kind of makes me wonder where that lamp is, because that lamp certainly could not have been in a convenient position, because if it were, my guess is we would have tried to get the lamp before this.
Indeed. Revenant heading over to Kakuku Village to get the flute activated.
Yeah, we see more black screens here on Ninban's side. Kind of makes me think that these runners are probably not going to get the lamp unless that is their only requisite fire source. Ninban is making his way to Eastern. I think the only time that he'll probably save over Revenant at this point is just the Armos fight. You know, both runners pretty much have the same equipment, you know, and like these boots really do make Eastern go by a lot faster. Although we haven't seen Ninban do the Dark Room Tier yet.
I mean, I expect if he's able to do the pod dark rooms, he can pull this one off. If the thing wants to wake up, there it goes.
Oh no, Dead Rock. Oh, that is very.
Oh.
That is a very Dead Rock-esque Dead Rock.
Oh.
Oh hey, you know, I think that might have been my first time seeing a fighter sword being upgraded to the master sword as like mid-swing. That's pretty cool. Although you have to wonder, if the old man is carrying a sword, why does he need Revenant to rescue him?
Revenant making their way up Death Mountain, Ninban taking on Armos Knights with the silver arrows.
Ooh, we did see a rod up on Spectacle Rock. We will see it. Yes, I thought it was the ice rod, but I only saw the bottom portion.
It's the fire rod.
Alright, so as I was watching Revenant pick up the fire rod, Ninban has successfully received his second crystal. Looks like he is going to dash right out here, perhaps a visit to Celestial's Closet.
Revenant visiting Paradox Cave.
Oh, very conveniently picked up powder.
Heart container and red boomerang in the bottom of Paradox Cave. Gonna see what's in the top.
Ah, sword beams. Hey, half magic. That is, and flippers. Oh wow. Okay.
And flippers. Yes.
That would have been quite the chain. You know, that in order to get the hammer here. So I bet both these runners are happy that they know how to pick flipper. Alright, so we actually do see Ninban in Kakariko activating his flute. He does have his sword stuck out. So this is going to be a very couple second minor time save over Revenant's side when he didn't have his sword activated. Basically, what the effect is, the net effect, is that he doesn't have to wait the couple extra seconds for the duck to pick him up. Alright, so it looks like with that fire rod in hand, Revenant has at least some version of light. Not automatic, immediate light, but you know, assuming his aim is true, he will be able to at least see his way through the Turtle Dark Room pod.
I would like to point out real fast that the hammer was flippers locked, which means that the flippers were hookshot locked, and we haven't seen the hookshot yet.
You make a very excellent logical point. That's even worse than I ever thought.
Ninban doing speed strats up Death Mound to get his fire rod, while Revenant returns to pod to lay waste. Yes, Flute was in pod, and so was the mirror.
I think Flute was in Eastern.
No, I'm sorry. Flute was Eastern Palace.
Yeah, if it were in pod, it would be, I think, a much more conundrum. But because, the Flute was in Eastern, it was a Sphere 1 location. It looks like these runners are retracing each other's steps here. They will pick up, Ninban's going to pick up the safeties, the flippers, and presumably half magic there as well.
Revenant doing the dash bonk strat to get to this switch.
Also, convenient fourth heart piece. Okay, it looks like currently nothing in Dark Death Mountain. At least nothing of interest for these runners.
Right. Gonna see where Ninban heads off to now. And this looks like an Ice Palace play. Keeping in mind that Ice Palace is a pendant.
A pendant Ice Palace dive. I certainly hope that these runners don't have to make it all the way to Finster.
Indeed. And that's right. Not only is it a pendant Ice Palace visit, but it's without the Cane of Samaria. So you can't do Icebreaker. So we're actually going to probably see the Ice Palace bomb jump.
You mean to tell me that these runners have to do Ice Palace the slightly less broken way than the totally broken way?
Mm-hmm.
Ninban reminding us that that room is no fun with lots of lag.
Right.
That was actually a really cool alignment on Ninban side to do Ice Palace Bunkers. Normally, a lot of runners use their sword to try and line up the pixels, but he used the hammer in this case.
Yeah, that was very interesting.
Also, I will say that Ninban certainly seems very confident in his bomb jumps. Because this is specifically Ice Palace, he could have visited the upgrade fairy. Given he has the 300 rupees, he could actually just bought a bomb upgrade, which would have gotten him the 15 bombs.
Right. And it looks like we're getting a lower room bomb jump as well, because we still don't have the hook shot. Woo! And makes it first try.
Very nicely done. Even more confidence.
Right? And Revenant defeats Hemelsheart King, gets his next crystal. And there's the Cane of Samaria.
Hey, there's the Cane of Samaria right after we could have done Icebreaker.
Revenant, having finished Pod, is now going to Ice Palace himself. While Ninban is going to Thieves Town, it looks like.
I was actually curious if he wanted to do Skullwood, since he does have a Fire Rod and the Cane of Samaria, at least for the back room if he needs it. But
Right.
maybe this will be a nice upgrade or safety, because he is only on Master Sword, so any amount of safety he can have for Mothula, certainly would be nice. And this certainly seems very fast.
Yeah, and the heart containers are just coming in really fast and convenient. 10 hearts already for Ninban.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, because I'm not even sure. So I know that they went out of their way initially. I mean, by out of the way, I mean it took a 2-screen transition, right, or detour, to get an extra heart container. But yeah, after that, I guess they visited Paradox Cave or just other things along the way, they ended up just picking up a lot of extra hearts. Now, this actually makes me wonder even more where this hookshot is, because, if you had the hookshot to do Pendant Ice Palace, right, you didn't have to do the second bomb that the Ninban executed very well on, which means that this hookshot must be, even farther away than these runners like.
Revenant does a great job taking care of the Stalfos in that room. One bomb to wipe out both of them.
Looks like we are actually not going to get Ice Palace bombed up from Ninban, from Revenant here.
Well, to be fair, I don't think it's actually needed.
I'm trying to remember what path Ninban took. And if he never visited that center room with the pegs, then perhaps, yeah, you're right.
Wow, very nice bomb strats there. Oh, and here comes the net. Ninban making his way through Thieves Town. Nothing really of interest in this dungeon so far.
We see Rev here making the same attempt at the same bomb jump.
Different strat, though. Well, he's only got 2 bombs left. There we go.
That's it. Yes, very well done on Revenant's side. I'm sure they weren't worried whatsoever about their bomb counts. we're here sweating, right? And these guys, I'm sure, are just cool as cucumbers.
What happened on Ninban's side?
Ninban is showing us a palette manipulation on blind. So I believe what happens is, as blind is having that text and like transforming, you can, I think, hold select, and like depending on how long you hold it, it can change the visualization of this fight.
Interesting. Revenant gets King of Samaria and is headed straight to the Meyer area. So we got more divergence going here.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure this is only a visual manipulation. There's nothing more about this fight. The fight's exactly the same script. It's just that how long you want to pause that screen, right, will just cost you time. But I think because Ninban probably thinks that this race probably doesn't have as much on the line. I think he wants to show us, give us viewers a little bit more entertainment value.
Ninban gets his third crystal. Blind dropped a bottle as well. Revenant is opening up Misery Mire and got Tempered Sword in Mire Shed.
So yeah, Tempered Sword is great actually, and that will actually make the Moth fight a lot faster on Revenant's side versus Ninban, which he is still only on Master Sword.
Nice Fire Rod strats. Unfortunately, that laser statue got in the way.
He would just activate Spooky a little bit early. You see Revenant making his way in Mire. In spoiler races, you always kind of hate to see runners go towards the cutscene chest.
Right. Okay.
Hey.
So, let's discuss the logic of this seed.
Oh, wow.
You needed the hook shot to get the flippers and the King of Samaria. So, with the gloves being easily accessible, and the Moon Pearl, and Quake, and the flute being in Eastern Palace, you had to get those items to come to Mire to get the hook shot, so you could then go to Paradox Cave to get the hammer off the camper, and Ice Palace, King of Samaria. So a double dip of Mire was required. But thanks to bomb jumps and fake flippers, ha!
Yeah, normally I would encourage everyone to take the high road, right, and not gloat over the situation. But no, totally be absolutely smug and arrogant about this. This is the seed is what's certainly not kind to you. There's no reason that you need to be like that.
Meanwhile, Ninban takes down Mothula so fast I didn't even see it.
It looks like Ninban will make his logically double dip, but in practice, single dip of Mire. Alright, meanwhile, Revenant is going to attempt Mire basement in the dark. Looks like these runners both still do not have that lamp. There's always been some debate about which set of dark rooms are harder, the pod basement or Mire basement, and I think it still does probably depend on what your equipment is. Certainly, pod basement can be made easier if you have the fire rod. I'm not like this. These Mire dark rooms might have to just rely more on familiarity.
Speaking for myself, I prefer pods dark rooms compared to this.
I do think also potentially having a fire shield could make this a little bit safer.
Oh, one more heart. Come on.
he does a fairy. Revenant does, you know, he caught a fairy much earlier, so he does.
Oh, this is true. I hate this room so much.
Yeah, but it's not easy to do this room at all.
Because the thing with this room is that stupid switch is so sensitive to where the block placement needs to be. I think that was it. Yeah, he got it.
Awesome. Good job, Revenant.
Ninban gets his hook shot.
Revenant with the very efficient use of resource management. That was his last bomb that he needed to bomb open that wall. I am very glad he didn't miss.
Right.
Revenant successfully making it through a very difficult set of dark rooms. You know, certainly that fairy was, I would say, probably at least the MV item, I guess.
Alright, Revenant starts his vitreous fight with silver arrows. It just... look how fast they go.
Certainly I'm very glad to see that, in this case, both runners having a full set of arrows, so they didn't have to resort to anything else. The resource management is, I was considered to be very underrated in spoiler logging, and they definitely can make or break your race. In fact, there has been at least one race in this tournament so far where one runner had something like 15-ish arrows, I think, coming into Vitreous, and the other had not quite enough to kill all of Vitreous' eyeballs. So they had to use what they could and then resort to like source strats.
Yeah, speaking of resource management, Ninban grabbed a big key but didn't have a small key to go north from there, so had to go the long way through the lobby to get to the back end of Mire. So a little bit of delay there. Meanwhile, Revenant is going to Desert Palace. Still has to do the Village of Outcasts dungeons, which Ninban has already completed.
Yeah, actually, Ninban finished those ridiculously quickly.
Yes.
Granted, you know, so Go Mode Skullwoods and Go Mode Thieves Town, when you know that you don't actually need anything, admittedly is, you know, still pretty fast. However, Ninban still did it like a very good job. So it looks like Ninban had a slightly easier time with these, with at least like the first room of fire. Probably.
Yeah, he went through that so fast I didn't even notice it.
So this is going to be another blink if you miss Vitreous fight here. So, another time advantage here using silver arrows versus pretty much anything else. It would just take 3, 1-ish, 2, one more for good measure. That Lambo was a little unfair. I mean, that hop was so short.
Yeah.
But of course, no worries here whatsoever. Revenant is picking up his 4th crystal.
And finishes off Desert Palace while Ninban enters Desert Palace.
Yeah, actually, so are both these runners in Go Mode?
Technically, yes. We're still missing the lamp, but clearly they don't need it at this point.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, because they both have the fire rod, I'm trying to think if there are any more dark rooms that these guys would have to do that they would want the lamp for. I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Meyer and Pod were the main ones, and those are done now.
Alright, so that means that these runners are going to just be able to take out these dungeons at their discretion. It looks like Revenant wants to do Swamp Palace first. Over Thieves Town and Skull Woods.
Right.
It looks like Ninban has the very similar patterns here. It does make a nice recovery on the third Lambo. Takes Lambo down in 1 cycle. These dungeons, both these runners are just blasting through them.
Yeah, that's a really nice thing about Gomo dungeons. It's just you go through them, don't have to open up any chests.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Revenant will give us a display of Diver Down here in Swamp Palace. Yeah, in terms for the Ganon fight and the Ganon and the GT Gauntlet, these guys have Temper Sword and Silvers. I can't imagine them. Well, okay, so I guess if the fourth sword is on the way somewhere, I can see them picking it up. But this is probably more than within the comfort realm of both these runners. That being said, a mail upgrade I think would be nice.
Oh, here goes dive. Oh, wow, that was a really quick diver down. Dang.
Very well executed on Red's side. Picking up another heart container as safety.
Revenant heading in to face Argus while Ninban enters Swamp Palace.
That was a very nice start to a zero cycle quick kill Argus. Unfortunately, I mean, like even you need a lot of things to go right, like Argus cooperating with you.
Yeah, and Argus went down way too fast. Okay.
Yeah, 1 silver arrow to Argus. Very, very well executed fight here by Revenant.
Very well done. I can barely aim the fire rod at Argus when he's bouncing around.
Okay, so in Argus's defense, I guess that big eye head thing, the hitbox for that is much smaller than you might think it is. You think you can just hit this silver arrow or a fire rod on anywhere, in that animated character, but no, the hitbox is significantly smaller than that.
Revenant takes care of his 5th crystal and is now heading over to Village of Outcasts and Skull Woods to take care of Thieves Town and Skull Woods. Ninban doing Diver Down, gets it well done. 11 hearts for Ninban now. The hearts have just been really nice in this seed. Just really nice placements.
Yeah, pretty much everything seems to be almost just right along your path. Oh no, Ninban, that puff was mean. I think Ninban also started to try and hook more puffs, but for some reason, like that puff was more in his way than normal, so that he wasn't actually able to hook more. Yeah, that was pretty unfortunate. So like that means that there was no using the zero cycle. Taking slightly different strats than Revenant, choosing use a fire rod instead. It is slightly slower because you just need one silver arrow. However, the time difference here, I would say, is pretty minuscule, especially compared to, I guess, like how much of time difference Ninban has over Revenant right now.
Ninban takes care of Swamp Palace, and I believe that means he's off to GT. So this being a spoiler log race, there's a game we like to play different from the normal GT Big Key guessing game. Put your guesses in chat. What location in GT do you think the Big Key is at?
I will say that these dead rocks have considered to be like kinder to Ninban than they have to Revenant. So Revenant can just blame all the dead rocks. You see Revenant starting his scripted blind fight here, using the traditional color palette that we're all used to.
Right.
So far, 6 for 6 looks great. 7, 8, and 9. Yeah,
very nice. Revenant gets crystal number 6, and Ninban enters Ganon's tower.
Yeah, so it looks like time difference is Revenant is probably about 1 Skull Woods and 1 Mountain Climb behind.
Indeed. Ninban heading over to Hope Room.
Well,
right.
That was fast.
And there's the small key he needs. And that was GT, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. He just needs one small key, because he can kill the mini Helmosaurs at the top of the gauntlet and get the second small key he needs. Oh, not even bothering with the manipulation, just goes right in there and snipes him.
Yeah, Ninban has some pretty good momentum here built on his side. I think if the seed is going to give you the item placements that it did, and have the Kingdom Samaria be right after when you needed an Ice Palace, you know, at least it was nice enough to not have to make you do any of GT basement.
Ninban gonna make a pit stop.
He did not pick up the bug net that Revenant did, so he was not actually able to catch a fairy. He does have an empty bottle from Blinds. So, you know, this I think will be the extent of his health.
Right, he does have...
Yes?
He does have the powder, though, so he could powder that anti-bunny thing, if need be.
Yes, you bring up a very good reminder here. Meanwhile, we see that Revenant has finished up Skull Woods, so with his 7th crystal, he is ready to make the mountain climb as well.
Also, as a reminder, both runners are on green meld. We have not seen either armor upgrade.
I still have hope that, you know, it could be in the Moldrum 2 chest. That'd be kind of mean. But certainly, you know, given that these guys have made it all the way to GT here without a mail upgrade, they must not be in very convenient locations.
That was interesting, using a bonk to do the timing there. Revenant gets his 7th crystal, is doing his Death Mountain climb to GT. Ninban, meanwhile, is almost at the top of the gauntlet.
Yeah, I think it looks like Ninban will do the torches with the fire rod. He should have enough magic to light all 4 torches with the fire rod, not need the magic refill in the next room, and then light all 4 torches up above. It's kind of one of those perks of half magic, is that you can pretty much just spam whatever you want.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
And looks like, as you mentioned, Ninban got a little bit ahead of himself. Oh man! Oh man!
Okay, made it.
Yeah, that's very also efficient resource management there, making sure that he has exactly 0 bombs. This is a balance graph from some runners. They make sure they run out of bombs immediately, so then they don't need to waste extra menu to get to powder, so they can just powder as, you know, as a natural, I guess, quick swap. Oh man, Moldorm.
Oh, Moldorm!
Oh, what a jerk! Alright, looks like Revenant has made its way into GT, taking the very sharp divergence of Ninban's path, choosing to do the left side of GT to get the small key before doing right side to get the big key. Well, maybe I have to ask him about that, as to why he went left versus right.
Ninban starting up his Aga 2 fight, while Revenant begins to climb up the gauntlet.
I'm hoping that was a triple, however, sometimes these collisions of these shots can just kind of meld with each other, so it might have only been a double.
And Aga 2 is down. Get ready, everybody, to meet Ganon.
Looks like Revenant chose not to take the safety room. I don't believe he... So he certainly does have the powder. Oh no, he does not have the powder!
Yeah.
He already used up his 1 fairy, so...
I'm a little surprised, actually, but power to him. See how he does through the gauntlet. The Ninban starting his Ganon fight.
So far, Revenant has done quite well in the gauntlet here.
Indeed. Also doing the bomb timing strat. Interesting. But Lanmola is being obnoxious. Oh, he did pick up another fairy. Oh, I missed it.
So, yeah, I was watching Revenant's Lanmo fight, and I didn't even notice that Ninban got hit twice, and now he's down to half a heart.
Oh.
So he still does have the King of Burna, so he can certainly choose. Oh my god! Okay. Alright, we're all good. We're all good. Ninban.
I don't know how he got out of that, but hey.
He's passed the most dangerous phases of Ganon.
Wow.
needs to get him past his teleports. Wasn't worried at all. Nope. Oh, that was kind of unfortunate timing there with the silver arrow. I thought I actually would land, but it turns out it did not. It does get torch glitch. Certainly under no obligation or pressure here because he has half magic and fire run, and he has a bottle of green potion. Yeah, I think at this point, you know, Ninban just needs to play super conservatively and safe. As long as he doesn't die, then he's totally good. But you know, with that said, 4 silver arrows into Ganon.
Don't dash off the edge.
Get your GGs in chat for Ninban. He just has to make his way across this bridge.
There we go. GG's to Ninban with an official completion time of 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 58 seconds. That includes the study log period of 15 minutes. Gonna see if we can get him in here for an interview.
Meanwhile, Revenant is ready to face Moldorm 2. He is on 1.5 hearts. Yeah, and thank you, Kibit, pointing out that, you know, we can actually see Moldorm. I was gonna say, like, we can actually certainly see that he does have a fairy in a bottle as part of his inventory when he menu. I'm really glad he also didn't land on the spikes. That was also, I guess, fortunate drop placement, because if he landed on the spike, I think he would have just died because he was only half a heart here. Oh no, Remnant!
Oh no. But okay, that's the fairy.
Still a fairy. We're just still. I guess you can use it here as good as any. Revenant taking down Aga 2. Looks like he did get a double. He will have the same patterns as Ninban here, and Ninban's patterns weren't super friendly, so hopefully, you know, Revenant can still deal with this. That looked like a single.
Hello.
Hey, we're joined by Ninban. Hello. Good evening, Ninban. Congratulations
Thank you.
on your finish.
Thanks. Solid hour. That's cool.
Yeah, alright, so Ninban, did you mean to make your Ganon fight as dramatic as it looked?
Yes, we all are here for the drama.
It was probably the closest, most edge of my seat fight I've seen this entire time. So, but yeah, overall, how did you feel about the scene?
I mean, it was pretty straightforward. Like, if you accept the logic was a bit weird because you needed the flippers to get the hammer, and they were quite late in Paradox Cave, which meant basically a double dip of pod in logic. But with the minor glitches, it was pretty straightforward. And it was very generous with the heart containers. I didn't realize it. I was just like, oh, okay, I'm going there and there's a heart container, so I will take it. And wow, 11 heart containers. No effort.
Oh. Revenant gets hit by the fire bats.
So Ninban, so I have not looked at the spoiler log at all. Was the lamp just in a totally out of the way location?
Oh yeah, that too was quite late in the scene. It was in Turtle Rock.
The lamp was in Turtle. Wow.
Yes, yeah. The lamp was in the roller room of Turtle Rock. Yeah.
I was almost planning to get it actually, because I didn't know like how many hearts I would have by the time I have to get pod. But then I was approaching pod, and I was like, whoa, I have way too many hearts, and I have Ether, and I have Quake, which are two good neutralizers for the Turtle Room. So I just decided, yeah, I don't need the lamp at all.
Actually, yeah, so Ether was pretty early in the seed. So did you intend to pick it up with the intention of doing the Dark Turtle Room with it?
I didn't immediately talk about the Turtle Room, but yes, I did intend to pick it up early because I was passing there, and I just thought, hey, that's a good medallion that, like, for neutralizing enemies, maybe I'll use it in GT Gauntlet, worst case, or like really anywhere else. So I just think it's a good thing to pick up, no matter what you do, especially in spoiler. And when you're not playing spoiler, what you don't know what.
Yeah, that's definitely true. That's very heads up play by you, or at least it's certainly very good for safety. And so yeah, your dark rooms were very, very well done. It almost seemed like that you pretty much just had a fire source or a light source for those rooms. I mean, you did them very, very quickly. So certainly congratulations for that.
I mean, I found something like if you flash your phone lamplight on your screen, you can see in the dark rooms. This is 100% guaranteed.
I learned something new today.
Can't still come at me. Racing can still come at me.
Oh,
wait. Did you say your phone backlight?
Yeah.
What?
What? You don't believe me? I'm just kidding. I'm
trying to piece together how that works.
I certainly will. I certainly was happy that you gave us a slightly differently colored blind fight. You certainly don't see that very often in races.
I'm sorry. What?
Oh yeah.
What we don't see?
When you fought blind, you decided to change the color palette for us. You don't see that very often. So.
Yeah, that was a cool LSD blind. I love these.
Alright, so just to confirm with everybody, Revenant did forfeit and will not be joining us for an interview. So GG's to both of the runners, GG to Ninban and GG to Revenant. What's next for you in the tournament, Ninban? Were you in the top 8 or is this it?
I think this is it. Like this was the last week. And I'm not in the top 8.
Okay.
I think I have 3 losses.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah. So no, that's it. But I mean, I made my opponent's schedules strong, so I'm happy about that because I think those whom I lost to are very good runners. So wish them best of luck.
Indeed. And for everyone watching, the bot's not working right now, but please follow the runners, Ninban and Revenant, Rampant Revenant. They put on a great show for us. It was an awesome time. And I want to thank Clear Mouse for commentating with me last minute. Thank you so much for the assist. And thank you to Ark? Yeah, Ark for the tracking, keeping everything on point. Any final words before we end the broadcast?
I was actually,
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was actually curious. Did you have any general thoughts about the tournament? Did it were you always doing spoiler log races before this, or was this kind of your first set of introduction to this?
I participated in the last spoiler log tournament, but I don't play spoiler logs outside of these tournaments. So I think I did one seed when it was my wheat against Histosorven. We did an async one, before our match we competed in an async one. But yeah, outside the tournaments I don't play spoiler log very much. But it's a fun mode. So encourage you all to try it. And it's fun to get good at low percentage seeds once in a while, even if this seed wasn't that low percentage, because it was more like just NMG. At the end game was just go NMG with the silver host. So But yeah, I want to thank everyone who organized the tournament because I think it was very well done. The Swiss format was very good because it led us to having more matches instead of having like winner bracket, loser bracket. So you end up losing twice, and that's it. So yeah, I think it was good. Like 7 weeks, maybe a bit much, at least to my own opinion. It's not that's a bad choice at all. So, but yeah, good choice on going on Swiss for this one. And I want to thank you too, both of you and R2 for tracking, but especially the both of you for commentating this match. I hope, yeah, I hope it was entertaining.
It was
And
very
that's it.
entertaining. Thank you.
It was. Yes, as always, it's always really nice watching you play Ninban. So happy to commentate this one. I also do think that like these past like month or two, I think you've been quite active in several tournaments, I believe, right? So you're
Yeah.
quite the trooper to do this vlog. I think in addition to the French tournament, and were you on some cross keys?
Yeah, but actually I'm out of all these tournaments now. So
I think you still made it very far in like most of your tournaments though. So
yeah, French tournament I lost in the quarterfinals against Lin, which is another great honor. So I think he's going right now in a best of 3 against Bonta. So clearly something to watch if you happen, even if you don't understand French, if you happen to hop over on SpeedGaming Français. I think you'll love these two racing, and there are a lot of other exciting matches in this tournament. For cross keys, I lost in. I think it was round 3 of loser bracket against Waterloo, which is another good honor, another great honor, especially at cross keys. And he's been making great progress lately. So yeah, but I'm all of all these now, so I'm enjoying a little Hitwireman for a while. Don't intend on racing much ALTTPR or streaming at all, since that's basically all I stream. But maybe I'll go pick it up, or go pick up some ladder races when I get bored.
Yes, and certainly you deserve quite a break from all these tournament races. But certainly happy to see you race again when you're ready.
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm sure I can't speak for everybody, but I'm certainly very happy that you got to participate in this Play Little tournament. It was really great watching you race for 7 weeks. So certainly hope to see you back next year.
Oh yeah, for sure. I probably sign up because I sign up to everything.
All right.
Yeah.
And with that, I think we'll go ahead and close this out. Thank you again, everyone, for watching. I hope you had a great time. Thank you to the runners. Thank you to the crew. This was an awesome match. I hope you all had a good time watching. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you all later. Bye!